James Farmer has a passion for good old Southern fashion cooking and classics with fresh homegrown twist, and his new book, A Time to Cook, proves that Southern food is much more than just cornbread and fried chicken, y'all. Please welcome my good friend, my new friend, Mr. James Farmer.
Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be here. Good to be here.
It is so fun to have a foodie in the studio, and especially a Southern gentleman at that.
Well, I have to be careful when I'm out and about being a Southern foodie, because people do think that all we eat is fried chicken and cornbred, and that's about 99% true. There are some other things involved.
Preach it, James. Preach it.
Well, I have been having so much fun. I've been in Dallas. I spoke to an event at the Tablescapes event yesterday at the Country Club, and then I've just fallen in love with the food scene in Dallas. But what I love is that wherever I am, food opens up the door.
Always.
Because everyone has to eat.
It's a universal language, I say.
You're exactly right.
We can all agree on one thing. We like to eat.
Of course, of course, of course. I grew up on a farm, and I'm young, I'm 31, and when I was in college, I thought, not everyone grew up on a farm like me, and not everyone learned how to cook from their Mimi, or they didn't have those recipes from Mama, and I thought, I want to be my generation's voice.
That's
so started writing, but before it gets to the table, it's got to come from somewhere, and it's the farm, the garden. So
that's right.
That's the whole story of it. It's exciting.
And all these recipes in here are from your grandmother,
my recipes,
your family?
My grandmother's recipes, my family recipes. It's just a way to tell a story. If I ask you for a recipe, you're not going to say 2 cups, 1 cup. First, you can tell me the story.
Of course.
And it's our love language.
That's right.
It surely is. So.
And I love that you put your grandmother's handwritten recipes up here in the front.
It's just a way to...
These are such a treasure. You are so blessed to have that.
I'm telling you, if it's spiral bound and handwritten by a Southern woman, then you know it's good.
It's good.
Those are the best kind. Those are the best kind.
Now, how do you feel about butter? Do you put a lot of butter?
Now, I love butter, and I think butter is an amazing, amazing product. Now, just with anything, it's moderation. But what people have done is people have abused butter. They've thought, well, if I have a potato, I have to have a whole stick with it to make it taste good. Butter is one of those things, you're going to get me on a soapbox.
Okay.
But butter is one of those things that is a beautiful product. It's a natural product.
It is.
And it's one of those things that it makes things taste very good. But it pairs well with so many things.
Yes.
Just like a good wine pairs well with a certain meal, butter is going to bring out other flavors. And its flavor itself is wonderful. So a little bit can go a long way. I'm all for butter. Don't try anything fake.
Okay.
If it didn't come out of the cow, then don't use it.
That's right. I agree.
Yes.
What about cooking with some bacon grease? Do you like to fry your bacon and then just use the grease on everything?
Bacon grease is gold.
It is gold. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for saying that.
And duck fat too. That's a whole nother one there. But anyways, just keeping things like bacon fat around is wonderful, because a tablespoon of that can wake up a salad dressing. It can be the most amazing thing that you've roasted your potatoes with.
Yes.
Olive oil is nice, and there's other great oils, but a little bit of that can go a long way. And so, bam, just great.
You're so right. I'm so happy to hear that. Well, I'm excited to read through this book. One thing that spotted my eye right away was your jalapeno pimento cheese.
Yes.
So I'm going to go make that here pretty soon. And this whole cookbook is just not only beautiful, but it's, like you said, it's something you don't want us propped up on the coffee table. You want us to get it greasy, dirty, use it, open it, flatten it.
Edges smeared with butter and bacon grease.
And you'll know which one's your favorite by the dirty pages.
It's just one of those things that, yes, Southern cooking is great. It's a part of our history. It's a part of our heritage.
Yes.
But it's also a part of that wonderful farm-to-table, garden-to-table movement.
It is.
Knowing where your food comes from, especially if it's coming from your own garden.
I agree.
If you've got a pot or a plot, whatever you got, you can grow something. Maybe it's mint for your tea, basil for a sandwich, whatever it is.
You are so fantastic. I'm so happy to meet you. And you're going to be cooking in just a second. So we got more of James coming up. The foodie in your life would love to get James's new cookbook this Christmas, maybe, or maybe for Thanksgiving. And we can help you. Just head to thebroadcasttv.com and then click on today's links. He's also got a little feature here in this new Southern Living cookbook. Y'all go check that out. Don't go too far. When we return, James is going to be whipping up one of his delicious recipes from this cookbook, A Time to Cook.